everyone, and welcome to the Mad Tea Party.
We'll be ready to spill the tea.
If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. And if you are new to the channel, my name is Derek.
And my name is Ryan.
And today, we've got some more tea to spill.
This video has been due for a little bit. We, a couple of weeks ago, went to Disneyland. If you are a subscriber to the channel, you know that. We have not really rehashed the trip itself. We're not going to go through the whole thing because I don't think you guys want to hear about the whole thing.
We're also not vlog people, so while we were there, especially because we were with friends and family, we just took some pictures, we did some stuff, and decided to just do a small, decompress.
Yeah, we have a couple of pictures. So we have a couple of favorite things we're going to talk about today, and we're going to talk about a couple of disappointments that we had in Disneyland.
Yeah. So, do you want to start with... We should start with the good stuff, I feel like.
Yeah. What was your favorite ride in Disneyland or California Adventure? We're grouping them.
Okay, since we're grouping them together, I would have to say it's almost a tie. And I'm going to let this tie happen, but I'm going to start with Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. We rode it a couple years ago. It left an impression on me then. We rode it again this time, and once again, it doesn't disappoint. The new mechanics that they have they've created, I guess, inside of the old Tower of Terror, the fact that they start by throwing you up in the air before you even know what's happening is superb. And you get a different soundtrack if you're lucky. There are different songs that play during your crazy time there.
Yeah, we got the Jackson 5 song this time, which was so great.
We tied on the same one. Let's throw it in the middle. Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones was one that was my other favorite. We both love Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
It's amazing. We really love Dinosaur and Animal Kingdom, but I'm going to give y'all Indiana Jones. It is better than Dinosaur.
It is what Dinosaur wants to be, but it uses the same ride system, and it's so expansive. It goes so many places,
so cool.
Swerves in and out. You think you've been through one room, but then all of a sudden you're in it again in a different point of view. It's so much fun.
Yeah, that's a really cool ride. And then my other favorite is and always will be the Incredicoaster. I love that ride. I don't even care about the Incredibles, but I love the Incredicoaster.
It's
never
awesome.
disappoints. It's fun. It's a lot of fun to bring people on it for the first time because I think people are surprised by how big a roller coaster it is for Disney.
And I would say both of those kind of even outweigh Radiator Springs Racers now.
Yeah.
I enjoy the ride. It's still very fun.
I think Radiator Springs is amazing the first time you do it.
Yes.
I think after you've seen it, unless you are a Cars fan, it's kind of like, I saw this. It is very impressive still, but we've seen it, and we don't really care about cars, so we didn't spend a lot of time in there like we thought we would. What was your favorite food that we ate in the park? I don't have a favorite actual item, but I liked the Lamplight Lounge.
We did have a very lovely brunch at Lamplight Lounge, and the two things that I can think of, the first is ice cream. That was from... Salt and Straw.
Straw,
thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Salt and Straw ice cream. I believe it's goat cheese and fig. It was one of their specials. Oh my god. Oh my god. This place it's like your fancy ice cream place. And it used to be exclusive to there, but now Disney Springs has it.
I had cold brew something. There was one that had... There were so many good options. We had a hard time.
Weird options too.
Lavender honey, I think, was one of them.
There was one that seemed kind of gross, but when I read it, I was like, oh, I can see how that would work.
There were several that seemed gross.
So many flavors. But that was good. And then I also really enjoyed Pim's Test Kitchen.
Yeah, Pim's Test Kitchen.
I did not enjoy my drink as much as I would have liked to. It was too sweet. Even though it had beer in it, the honey stick got me. Made it a little too sweet for me. I had the one that had beer and gin and something else. It was a nice flavor, but it was a little... I'm not a very sweet person, but I got the chicken sandwich. I got the chicken sandwich that was oversized chicken with the tiny little bun, and it was really good. I mean, it was nicely done. I don't remember it being too dry at all, even though you have more chicken than anything else. So yeah, I enjoyed that sandwich.
We had brunch at Lamplight Lounge. I had donuts that were really good, but the drinks were amazing. To be honest with you, the best thing about Lamplight Lounge is they sat us outside. So we were like on the water in these like giant cushy couches.
Yeah, it was like couch, like we were like lounged back on a dock.
I didn't want to leave. Like I could have stayed there all day, and I was like, I paid to get into Disney today, and I just want to sit here and look at the Ferris wheel and the roller coaster and just sit here and drink. Inside,
they do have some really cool Pixar memorabilia and like different things built into tables and in the walls. Outside does not as much, but the view of Pixar Pier is what you get outside and of the lake, and it is beautiful.
Yeah, and the vibes out there are just immaculate. Going to the bathroom was distracting because there were quotes everywhere, so I almost didn't come back to the table, but then I remembered how much I liked it out there, so I had to go back. Great. That restaurant's amazing. It's worth all the hype that I think people give it.
What was your favorite pin find while we were there?
So after much deliberation, I have decided my favorite pin that I found at Disneyland. We also went to My D Pins and we found several pins there. We decided not to count those in this. But my actual favorite pin that I found in Disneyland is this limited edition pin that was released while we were there. They had these for a lot of the Disneyland attractions. We showed this in our haul video, but now it is off of its backer card. If you see the Mad Hatter and the March Hare and the teacups there, they are spinning in with the king and the White Rabbit. I love this pin. I think it's really, really cute. I am really glad that we were there during the release of these. We got lucky.
My favorite is one that I had been searching for a while, and that is the gift box of Mr. Cusco from the Emperor's New Groove. I find new things on this every time I look at it. So I'm actually going to turn the pin on pin that is actually its own pin. I'm going to go like this and show you that it's a separate pin.
Those are so cool.
It's a little llama hair comb. So inside of this gift box, you get your normal things that you would expect. You've got that really cute Kronk teddy bear in the back. You've got the poster from Cuscotopia. You've got the monkey that is from one of the children. What I noticed was this little bit of lipstick that is in there, which is used when Cusco and Pacha go to the diner and they run into Yzma and Kronk and they have to dress up. And Cusco puts on the lipstick. I just saw that today. Oh, and Cusco's hat's in there too.
There's always more to see.
There's always more to see. Oh, and Cusco's poison, the poison that killed Cusco's poison. But it's just llama juice, essence of llama.
What was your favorite nighttime show that we saw there?
Oh, favorite nighttime show. I really want to say the Electrical Main Street Parade, but I didn't see Elliot there.
He was invisible, remember Allie?
Oh yeah, thank you to Allie at Two Tiny Wings, who sent some encouraging
You really
words
saved us a lot of money on
and
therapy.
saved me some therapy. Elliot was just invisible when I saw him in the electrical parade.
He was there though.
He was so good. I loved him.
Yeah.
But I feel like the spectacle that was the World of Color.
I agree.
Like they shut down the entire side. Like there are no lights on the pier at all. Like they turn off the Ferris wheel, they turn off the Incredicoaster, and then they use it as part of
it was
the backdrop.
So impressive. There were lights built in that I never expected to be like within the attractions. The colors they used, just the water alone was impressive.
We ended up in the splash zone. We didn't know that was a thing.
Oops, that was fun though.
That was
really
and
fun
it wasn't
to
bad.
get
So if you are like, I don't know if I want to get that close because it says we're gonna get wet. It's a mist. You don't.
Well, that was the night we were there because it all depends on the wind.
Oh, that is true.
So
That is true.
Because they have just got lucky. Don't take his advice.
They do like they do at Epcot and like they did at Animal Kingdom, and they use water for projections.
Yeah. The Main Street Electrical Parade is probably still my favorite nighttime show, but definitely the show that impressed me the most this time is World of Color because it was new to me. I would be interested to see both of them again and see which one is my actual favorite because World of Color was really cool. We saw Fantasmic too, which is also amazing. But
we were just happy that they had them all back and running,
Yeah.
like that things were going on.
yeah, we actually are not normally nighttime show people, but we actually like all of their nighttime shows. And now for the bad news. Womp womp womp.
I will start with something that is not too bad, but has a bright side to it, and that is Pirates was shut down while we were there.
Yeah, that was kind of sad.
So one of my favorite things about Disneyland and the New Orleans Square is the way you get into Pirates. But while we were there, Blue Bayou did reopen.
Yeah.
So we snagged a reservation in Blue Bayou. So, you know, a little silver lining in the fact that we could not ride.
It was sad that we didn't get to see
it.
the people riding through, though. From
I know,
Bayou, 'cause
they were running boats.
Yeah, we
though.
could see empty boats.
They
going.
were running empty boats. Like they did just
forgot
reopen like this week. So they at that point they were just still running the
Testing it
maintenance and
out.
testing it out.
Our second disappointment in Disneyland was actually web slingers.
Yeah. So it was fun.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't a bad ride.
It wasn't a bad ride.
It is not worth the wait for it.
And luckily we did not have to
Yeah.
wait, but I will pay that money once. We paid for the Lightning Lane, and it was at peak price. I think it was 19 instead of 20. Like it was almost peak pricing.
Yeah, I'm glad we did it so that we could say we did it, and I'm really glad we didn't wait a long time for it.
Yeah. I think that they should have reconsidered and opened with a different ride.
It's a lot like Toy Story Mania, but more work. So like Toy Story Mania is fine. It's a fun ride, and it's a lot of fun because it's not hard work. Spider-Man was hard work. I scored really well.
I couldn't
really
even
well
get
there.
my webbing to shoot correctly. Like I don't know what was wrong.
I was being very competitive and watching you. You weren't on with me. I was with your brother.
No, I was struggling.
But I was being very competitive and just watching other people's scores. But I still, like, by the end, I was so tired because I was like going to town. But like I just we've done this. There have been video games where you're shooting at things. It's not really that new, and to be in the Avengers campus, which is so exciting, that was kind of disappointing. It's a cool ride, but I think you're right. If they had opened with something else and then that came later, I don't think it would have felt so weird.
It'll eventually be one of those rides that's just fun to go on when you're in Avengers Campus, but they need something else.
Yeah.
The
Iron Man coaster that Disneyland Paris just got.
Oh.
Yeah, they rethemed it.
I know, they rethemed Rock and Roller Coaster.
Which I do not want in our park. Leave Rock and Roller Coaster alone.
They can't put an Avengers Campus in our Disney World, so you're lucky right now. They can't use I don't know if they can use Iron Man. Do they use Iron Man at Universal? I know there are specific characters that cannot be used within a certain mileage of Universal Studios Florida. And I can't remember if Iron Man is one of them. But that's one of the reasons why there's not an Avengers Campus here on this coast, and we don't get certain characters, or a lot of characters at all, really. Oh, that was another sad thing. I didn't get to see Ant-Man, and I really wanted to see Ant-Man holding a Bug's Land. That's all I wanted, and I didn't get to see it. You know who else we didn't see? And this is our last one, and you already know. Elliot.
Yeah, that was the biggest disappointment.
It was a really, really big disappointment. I wouldn't say it ruined my trip at all, but the hype of us going for so long, and then when we found out that it was that they were going to have that parade, and knowing that Elliot is part of the parade, and knowing that I had never seen it as a kid, and I just wanted to see the giant Elliot, I watched a YouTube video. It's cute.
I mean, thank goodness you're an adult, because I think about it, and it's not really that big a deal, but in the grand scheme of things, it's very bizarre, because if a kid is expecting to see one of those floats, and that float's just not there.
Yeah.
It's really weird, because now we have come up with all these theories that, was the float being fixed? Did he have the night off?
Did they not have a Pete that night?
Yeah, was Pete sick? What's happening? So that, I don't know.
Well, that about wraps it up. Thank you so much for watching. If you happen to be curious about our content, which includes so many different things, including pin unboxings and
Bibbidi boxes,
some review-ish type things, spilling that tea.
We got some pin collection videos coming for you.
Yeah, we do. Click that subscribe button down below.
Off with your head.
So you can make sure to get that content.
Yeah.
Also, if you enjoyed our video today, give us a thumbs up. It really does help us out. And leave us a comment down below. Do you agree with any of this?
I think our web slingers might be a hot take. But I've heard it before, but I think it's not from people who are like devout fans. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sorry if you're offended.
No, I think our friend really enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, we didn't tell her that we were a little let down by it.
And it was fine. It was fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
What ride, if it were closed in Disneyland, would ruin your trip?
If Indiana Jones was down, if Mission Breakout was down, and if Incredicoaster were down.
Yeah, that would ruin the trip.
Because really, a lot of the rides
we can
there,
make it.
a lot of the rides there, we can ride at Disney World. They're not the exact same, but they are comparable. But those are 3 that I would just be like, I'm mad.
I would also be sad if the Alice in Wonderland Dark ride was closed, but I would get over it. But I would be sad.
Thank you all so much for watching, and have yourself a golden afternoon.
Bye, guys.
If you don't care for tea, you could at least make polite conversation.